Welcome, curious souls, to Magically Different Mouse. This is one of our accessibility videos and we're here to talk about attractions with stairs. Now the good news is that Disneyland Paris is very accessible, and in most cases, even those with mobility differences can access all the attractions. But there are a few where that is not the case, and I'm standing next to one of the worst culprits right now. Say hello to the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. This is a really great treehouse attraction. It's based around the Swiss Family Robinson films, but it is only accessible by stairs, and there's a lot of them. You're talking about, I think there's like 90 to the top. Obviously, if you have any sort of mobility differences, this may not be the attraction for you. And that's not only for those who may be in a wheelchair, but also if you have any problems with your feet, your knees, your hips, or your lower back, you might want to think twice about doing the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. Now, there are a few more attractions to talk about, so let's get going. Now, the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse is actually part of Adventure Isle. This is kind of Disneyland Paris' version of Tom Sawyer Island for those familiar with the US parks. And there are some bits of this that are accessible, and there's some bits that really aren't. Apart from the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, you can see one of the other culprits behind me. This is technically Pont Suspender, which is the suspension bridge. That is only accessible by stairs. So again, if you have any sort of mobility differences, probably not one to go for. I should say I also really struggle with this bridge because I have balance issues, and if you have any sort of balance or coordination issues, the rocking of that bridge is frankly absolutely petrifying. Now, other bits of Adventure Isle are accessible. A lot of the caves are, some of the bits of them aren't. There's stairs here and there and everywhere, so you just need to be careful. One top tip about the caves though is that they are very dark and very windy, and they go all over the place. So if you like the people you're travelling with, keep an eye on them because you might lose them. If you don't like the people you're travelling with, don't keep an eye on them. Let them run ahead of you and you'll probably never see them ever again. Another great attraction if you miss leg day at the gym, but not so great if you've got mobility difficulties, is Legends of the Old West, otherwise known as Fort Comstock. Lots of people don't seem to know what that is. It's actually the fort as you enter Frontierland here. I think sometimes people can miss that in theory you can climb up the stairs in the fort, you can go and look out the windows. There's lots of little tableaux scattered around this attraction with mannequins in depicting scenes from the Old West. Unfortunately, to get in the upstairs areas of Fort Comstock, it is entirely accessed by stairs. There's no lift access here. So again, if you've got mobility difficulties, this probably is not the attraction for you. It is quite a few stairs. Not as many as Swiss Family Robinson, but that would be hard to top, but it is still a fair number. A bit moot point at the moment because it's shut. We couldn't go up the stairs even if you wanted to. One thing I will say though is that some of the tableaux you can actually see here on ground level, so you don't necessarily have to climb up all the stairs in order to see everything it's got to offer. But yeah, so again, if you've got mobility difficulties, maybe just appreciate its beauty around you as you enter and leave Frontierland, and leave the climbing the stairs to the more adventurous folks. Here for Alice's Curious Labyrinth, the vast majority of it is actually accessible, although there are some bits in the labyrinth you have to take special gates if you're in a wheelchair. However, there's one bit that does require stairs, and that is the castle behind us. To get upstairs levels, I'm afraid it's stairs only. So if you have mobility differences, you might consider that before you do this attraction. So I've spoken about a few walkthrough attractions that have stairs only to be accessed. However, there's several other walkthrough attractions which you can access even though it looks like you might not be able to. One good example of that is the walkthrough of Sleeping Beauty Castle. There is actually a lift to be able to get upstairs, unlike its Disneyland cousin. However, another really good example is here. There's the Mysteries of the Nautilus. As you go into this building, it does look like it is just stairs to access it. However, there is a lift, so you can access this attraction even if you're going to struggle with the stairs. And personally speaking, I really think you should. This is an absolutely great attraction, incredibly underrated, and it's worth having a go at. So yeah, go on this attraction. It's awesome. But yeah, so there's a number of attractions that you can't walk on, but they are vastly in the minority here at Disneyland Paris. But I hope this video was helpful for you for planning your mobility needs. If you like this video, please go visit us at magicallydifferentmouse.com. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click that alerts bell. And we'll look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye bye.